Brett Allan here. Thanks everybody for watching and listening. We're almost out of March into April. We were talking, it's crazy how fast the year has gone, and we have another season of Superman and Lois. Our second guest from the series, Sofia Hasmik, Chrissy Beppo, Bizarro Beppo. I mean, this world is so insane that you've got to be a part of. Congratulations on another season, and thanks for your time. It's great to chat with you today.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, well, I love this show. And we had your co-star on, Alex Scarfin. He's been on every season. And I always like to start out when we have guests from a show that we've seen throughout the seasons, how their characters changed and grown. This is a fun character that you get to play from when we first met them to now. How has that process changed for you as an actor and a storyteller, being able to create special moments and for you to be able to tell this story from her perspective? Because we've seen different facets over the 3 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite the arc so far, I would say, for Chrissy in terms of growth, especially when you first meet her. She's kind of like this very starstruck,
Yeah.
sort of clumsy by nature, like big eyes for Lois, and trying to really, I think, kind of find her footing with her. And I think it's so special that she went from running the Gazette alone, and then having Lois join her as a partner, and then getting to really be hands-on in her investigative journalism, with her and now with Clark. And it's been quite the journey, and it's just been so much fun.
Yeah, there are a little bit of like Clark Kent vibes at the beginning because your character is so enamored by Lois. It's kind of funny to watch, to go back and see all of that, and then now getting into trouble with her alongside as you are digging into whatever's happening in Smallville, and that it's just fun. So I imagine when you find out you get this part, generally it either comes from an audition, or how did you get the job? Like, what was the process?
It was a self-tape. I
Okay.
got this audition sent to me, and it was during COVID. And you see what it's for, and I got so excited because I understood what it meant. You see Superman and Lois, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
And it means so much to so many people. And so I was really, really excited. And it was just one audition. And then I think it was sort of like, can she do one or two more scenes? And then it was a director session where I got to be on Zoom. I mean, it was like a Zoom session. So it was kind of like this weird, exciting thing happening, um, all while so far away from people.
Oh
So
wow.
it just didn't, it almost didn't feel real. It didn't feel real until honestly I got to set. Even when I was on the plane, like going to Vancouver, I was like, this isn't really happening, is it? So I've kind of been living in that space still of like, wow, this is just incredible.
I think that's very admirable, especially you have done other things before, but Superman and Lois is big. And to know that you're going to become a part of a lore and universe that is adored by fans, but has so much history behind it and variations. It's incredible. And one of the things that I like about this show and the way that it's told is the fact that you do get to see different sides of people that you might not normally see, like perhaps in another version. If that, you know what I mean? Like, it's different, and I think that's what makes it fun.
Oh, definitely. I mean, all of the characters are they're 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 dynamic, together, how they work together, and how they're in this like small community, so they're kind of all intertwined in this special way. Every single character on the show is like so well developed and so rooted and grounded. And really kind of get the feeling that you can peek into their lives outside of what manicured life people may have kind of on the outside. It gets very real. And I think because of that, it sort of stands out in that way.
Yes, I would imagine so. When you all go visit the cons or do meetings and things like that, and you get a chance to interact with fans who love the show, is there a piece of your character that you find most people relate to, or does it perhaps maybe depend on the age demographic, or are there moments where you've had people say, hey, no, this, I really love what you're doing with this character. It's just so much fun. I don't know if you spend any time Googling your character in the Wikiverse or the Arrowverse, or you're like, no.
No, I don't, but and I haven't been to, I've actually not been to any of the cons before, but every now and then I'll get like a little like glimpse of feedback. And I think the thing that resonates so much with the fans with Chrissy is she has this energy to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's one of those things where, you know, when the going gets tough, like she really stands tall. And I think there are moments where she could have easily crumbled, and she's just very resilient, and she's very spunky, and she's just an absolute blast. And I think people really kind of connect with that spirit. And her clothes. I mean, she dresses so well. That's
she does have the fits, that's for sure.
She really does. It's always fun to like get to set and open the closet and be like, oh, this outfit today. Like it's so fun. It's so Chrissy. I'll find myself, you know, even when I'm just shopping on my own time, being like, that's a Chrissy outfit. And it's such a her thing. And I don't know, she just feels like such a total package for me in that way.
Yes. Well, as I was just doing research and rewatching episodes, and again, you may or may not be aware. I mean, we kind of joked a little bit earlier, but there are websites out there that list the outfits that you wear and where people can shop them. I don't know if you know this, but it's interesting because people are obsessed with that look. It's interesting how into this world people are. It's I find it fascinating, really. And I do this a lot. So, and I'm fascinated, but to go to that level, I mean, it's been done before on other shows, Friends or Will and Grace or whatever, but to be able to, for fans to connect with you in that way, I think that's really special.
Yeah, I think so too. I get tagged in a couple of things and a couple of like the where to finds, and
That's cool.
even I'm like, where do I find it? You know,
Like, I
right,
want to wear
right
this.
there with them. Yeah.
That's very cool. Well, as a storyteller, you get to play different facets as an actor of this character. As I mentioned, we've seen different sides. We've seen the bizarro, like within the Arrowverse and all of that sort of thing. When you get these scripts and you get to play, say, a different version of your character, how do you get into that space and go, okay, this is similar but different?
Um, you know, it's interesting. I kind of look at it or approach it in the way that just we as people, we as humans have so many dimensions to us, you know, and just because somebody acts like a certain way most of the time doesn't mean that other things aren't living inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
And being aware as to like what is the thing that would cause them to act this way. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a lot of just like studying people and knowing Chrissy really well, and every version of her that can come out depending on her circumstances.
Very fascinating. I think it's just so fun. Excuse me. What you get to do for a living, like to play these characters, is just so, it's remarkably different than I think what most people are used to. Well, we can't talk spoilers, obviously, but what are some basic things that you can share that we can hopefully expect to see from your character arc this season that you think are fun and exciting?
Without spoilers, I mean,
It's hard to do, I know.
hard to do. It's hard to do, but like I would say in a general sense, I think this season with Chrissy, we're gonna find a very fun and fascinating sort of combination between her still really driven in everything Smallville Gazette and everything Lois and Superman, but we're also going to be taking a pretty hard dive into her personal life. It's something that we haven't really done before with Chrissy, and I'm just really, really excited to share that with everyone who's watching.
It's very cool. Well, obviously, your character, we see you, and there are actors that you don't always necessarily get to share scenes with, or very often, now you have Bitsy. Obviously, you've been working with her, and then Tyler. So when you do get to share scenes, perhaps with other characters that you wouldn't normally get to do, I'm not leading the witness here, and you don't have to pick out a favorite, but are there certain ones that you go, wow, this is cool that I'm going to get to do something perhaps different scene partner to work with?
I would have to say that I have been like this season getting to work with Eric after 2 years of basically not working with Eric.
Okay, that's cool.
Has been so fun, and just like very, very cool. I mean, we had one small scene first season, very tiny. We didn't even really have an exchange. And of course, like, we all hang out outside of work. And so you get to know somebody on a personal, like, friend level. Getting to work with him as an actor in that world has been so special. And that's for me, this season's like biggest gift, is getting to work with another actor that I haven't been able to work with.
Very cool. Well, one last question here. Again, having done so much and being a part of a world that is so different than I think what most people obviously are familiar with, is there one thing from these characters you've played, this character or maybe a different character, where you've learned something about yourself, where you realize something in your own personal being or persona that you didn't know existed, or maybe taught you something to strengthen your character just as a human being in general?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would have to say that Chrissy last season, when she was having those moments with Lois and kind of establishing, I wouldn't really say like a boundary, but really standing up for herself, for the integrity of the Gazette, for trying to really show the truth of what was going on. I really admired that. I think that involves a lot of strength to do. And it was really fun getting to play that side of her, because it was also a thing for me, learning, like, yeah, if you firmly believe in something, you should stand up for it, even if it means you're standing alone.
I love it. Wow. Well, congratulations on this. Can't wait to see what happens next. And new episodes every week. Be sure to check it out. If you're listening and watching, be sure to subscribe, follow, give us a rating and review. And yeah, so you're pretty much done filming now, right? You just wrapped recently, from what I understand, simultaneously as an episode was releasing. Isn't that crazy? It's wild.
It was so weird. It was so weird. I was like, shouldn't we all be around a TV right now?
I know. I feel like we should be having a watch party instead of still filming, but that's the magic of television. Sorry, everybody, if you had a different idea of what it was like. Some shows literally go from week to week. So thank you so much, Sofia. It was a pleasure meeting with you today, and congratulations on everything.
Pleasure was all mine. Thank you so much.
Thank you.